Jerrod Heard is the word around the 40 acres. With Tony and Dez out, are the Cowboys on the mend? And we'll tell you who wins the AL West, and we'll try not to break any bones. This is College Crossfire.
Where the hell's the rest of it?
Where's the rest of it?
Taylor's not even here to defend himself.
I'm so excited. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the exclusive sports debate show live from the 40 acres. This is College Crossfire. I'm your host, Reese Miller. We're glad to have you here. Incredibly excited to be with you as well on a Wednesday night. Before we put the gloves on, let's introduce you to our panelist in the ring tonight. To my right, we've got Caden Kinard, the defending champ, holding up the belt. High over his head. Caden, how you doing?
Doing great. Ready to go back to back.
Back to back. Excellent. Katerina Biancardi, another previous winner. What is this? You're looking for your second win, right?
Oh, yes. Second win. Third, maybe. I don't know. We just won so many.
I think, right. So you think you got another one. I like the confidence starting off. Jack Turner, one of the best names in TSTV. I just love the name. Jack, good to have you back.
It's great to be here. Great panelists and great topics.
Great topics. Let's get into them. The Texas football team lost another heartbreaker at home this past Saturday, this time rallying from 21 points down in the fourth quarter and ultimately falling an extra point short of overtime. Despite the loss, the Longhorns may have found their quarterback. Redshirt freshman Jerrod Heard set a record for the University of Texas for 527 total yards in just his second career start in Burnt Orange. Guys, it's a small sample size, but is Jerrod Heard the Texas quarterback the Horns fans have been waiting for it seems like years and years? Caden Kinard.
Heard is the word, but can we temper expectations just a little? He's played Rice and Cal, two defenses that aren't very good. And he's done simple things. He's made the smart, easy throws, or he's tucked and run. He hasn't really made progressions in his reads. And like we said, he just hasn't played anybody that's of caliber. So I think he's giving the Texas program hope, but we got to see him play in conference play.
I definitely agree. You got to see what defenses do when they have some tape and adjust. Katerina, what do you think? Is Heard the word?
Heard is the word right now for Texas. Texas has needed this quarterback to get the offense rallying. The past quarterbacks just not have been able to do that since Colt McCoy. What I think stands out most about Heard is that he is able to have leadership, which is much different than what we've experienced in the past. His emotion on the field is what's going to separate him apart from past QBs, and I think seeing how he bounces back from a loss and how he'll go into Oklahoma State and against the Pig 2 games against TCU and OU, we'll really see the test of, is he really the word?
So you didn't think Tyrone Swoops showed enough emotion on the field? Not quite?
No, he didn't. You know, not the emotion and leadership that Heard did.
Okay, I agree. Jack, what say you?
My initial reaction right after that game was, even with the extra point that we all want to forget, was I am so excited about seeing this guy play going forward. And yes, it was the emotion. It was every single play he was a part of was electric, and you felt it. The crowd felt it, especially on that last run. Now it was the electricity was shut off, the generator shut down. But it's just you can feel it. However, yes, we do need to temper expectations. He hasn't played. He played Cal's defense, which I don't think is the best. They were a high-powered offense, but going forward, he's the guy the rest of the season, and maybe for the next 4 years, hopefully.
Jack, I think you're getting the point here. I think Heard is the guy going forward. I think he's earned that, although Cal gave up over 38 points in the last 6 games of last year. So We'll see heading into Big 12 conference play, guys. Although Jerrod Heard and the offense may have emerged, the defense continues to give Texas trouble. California rushed for 280 yards on Saturday night, and the Bears were without their top running back in the contest. Through 3 games, the Longhorn defense has surrendered 240 yards per game on the ground, and their total defense ranks 114th in the NCAA. Charlie Strong and Vance Bedford have defensive pedigrees. So what is the problem with this unit, and can it be fixed? Katerina.
First things first, there is a lack of intensity among the defensive line. The defense is not maintaining their man-to-man contact and then also the end zone. With that lack of intensity, I was watching the Cal game and I'm thinking to myself, where where is this defense? Why is Cal being able to get through that middle? And with that intensity change and being able to really get their momentum going, I think that can be changed. But if it's not, Oklahoma State could be a potential loss for Texas going forward.
Yep, first of 3 straight ranked teams in the top 25 for Texas on the schedule. What about you, Jack?
The defense is just too young at this point. We're starting so many freshmen, but it's the fact that they went up against a NFL caliber quarterback, and those young guys were not ready for it. Malik's great. Malik Jefferson, he's great, but I think this is the kind of defense where you'll see them improving game to game, week to week. You'll see improvement, but it might not be good enough for Texas, to actually get enough wins to make a bowl game this season.
We will certainly see tough stretch coming up. Caden?
You say Jerrod Goff's a top-notch quarterback. He's going to be a first-round pick in the NFL draft. But he didn't do anything that warranted that against Texas' defense. Texas just allowed him to make dink-and-dunk passes. And Texas, Jerrod Heard's success is predicated on the Texas' defense lack of success. They're just letting go so many points that other defenses aren't as intense. So what they need to do is, I don't know, get some pressure. The line, the defensive line is really struggling. It all kind of starts there. And we go to the corner of the secondary. They're playing, 3 corners, Hill, Boyd, and Bami. Those guys are just, they're not sticking their man like Katerina said, and it's just, there's issues up and down.
Yep, Katerina's.
Sorry, Katerina.
I've never known you for like a year, but
trying
no
to
big
get in
deal.
your head mentally.
Mentally, no,
Yep.
no way.
Yeah, it's all right. I like that. She's just like a hurricane coming at you. That's exactly
good
what
one,
it is.
good one.
So I'm giving the Caden the point here. I think that's the point, is this defensive line. We haven't seen any of Tank Jackson, no Hassan Ridgeway, and again, 2 starting corners on the outside that are freshmen will give you some trouble. But we'll see if they can improve.
Sorry,
Texas
Katrina.
may be 1-2 on the season. But Big 12 play starts this weekend against number 22 Oklahoma State, who brings its undefeated record into Austin this Saturday. Iowa State, Texas, and Kansas are the only Big 12 schools that don't have a loss this season in the Big 12. Many think this conference is wide open, though, after underwhelming performances by Baylor and TCU. Guys, can this Texas team somehow compete in the Big 12? And how far exactly can they go after 3 games we've seen from each Big 12 team? Jack, we'll start with you.
I think you hit on the head there. Conference play, brand new season. 0-0 going into this. Texas has to look at it that way. Tough start, tough extra point. Notre Dame game was a loss to start off with. However, we do have to temper expectations. Or Texas has to temper expectations. I think going 5-4 in the conference, going 6-6 overall, making a bowl game, I think those should be the expectations going forward.
I think that may be the ceiling for this team. By the way, started 1-2 the last 3 seasons going in here. Caden, what do you think?
Who do they beat? They have Iowa State, they got Kansas State. Those are 3 games that Texas should be favored in. West Virginia, at West Virginia. I don't know, haven't seen enough of West Virginia to really declare who's the favorite. But other than that, is this Texas team really looking at 5 wins overall? They're not. They haven't shown enough to stop anybody. I know it's an unhappy statement here in the 40 acres, but they just don't have it. They're so young.
So you don't think they could beat Texas Tech? You don't think they'd be favored at home against Tech?
Okay, maybe Texas Tech. Okay, 5 wins. It's 5 wins. I really believe that's the expectation. 6 kind of seems like a reach.
So you don't think they can beat Oklahoma State, TCU, or Baylor or Oklahoma after what we've seen from Jerrod Heard?
Haven't seen it. It's not Jerrod Heard's fault. It's the defense.
There you go. Katerina, what do you think? How
All right,
far can this team
I
go?
think the first thing is must win on Saturday against Oklahoma State. That's the first start. And then the 2 games ahead against TCU and Oklahoma, there is going to be, those are, in my opinion, most likely losses. But I think optimistically, we're going to get a final season record of 7-5. And hey, optimistically, we're talking optimistic here. But I say most likely 6-6 with a bowl game. But the way that I like to see it is if we bring the expectations, we'll rise to them, you know?
Lower expectations.
So,
too much juice around the
So
program.
who do you think Texas beats out of Baylor, TCU, Oklahoma, or Oklahoma State?
TCU.
TCU.
Think they beat TCU?
6 defensive starters out.
Boykin,
Yeah, I didn't-
Trayvon
yeah.
Boykin. What is he
One
gonna do to
defensive
that?
player left from the Peach Bowl last season on TCU's defense.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's interesting. Katerina's getting the point. Optimism.
Woo!
She came with it bold. She came with the fight. Guys, time to take a break. Up next, who is the king in Texas baseball? And can certain NFL teams find a ladder to dig out of the hole they have started? This is College Crossfire. Thanks for sticking with us on College Crossfire, and welcome back. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. To my right, 1 round down, 1 to go, and we've got a tie. 1-1-1. Caden, Katerina, and Jack Turner on my right. Almost said it wrong there again, but we got it, guys. A question very close to my heart. Many viewers here in the state of Texas. The Dallas Cowboys are 2-0 with 2 division wins to their credit. Yet all is not well in Valley Ranch. In consecutive weeks, the Cowboys have lost their 2 best offensive players in Dez Bryant and Tony Romo. Both are expected to be out close to 8 weeks. Brandon Whedon takes over as starting quarterback, even though Dallas traded for former Bills quarterback Matt Castle. So, guys, even though Dallas is 2-0 with 2 division victories, with these injuries, is Dallas doomed? Caden, what do you think?
Isn't it ironic that Dallas this season, their 2 stars remaining healthy are Sean Lee and Darren McFadden, 2 guys who really haven't been healthy their whole career. But let's go with Romo.
Yeah, it's only week 3.
Yeah, only week 3. Romo out for 8 weeks. We'll say they go 2-6, so they're gonna be 4-6.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, they're still in that division. That division is absolutely terrible. The Eagles couldn't do anything. They've had offensive issues. They've played well 1 quarter. The Redskins and the Giants, they don't really have an identity either way. Giants blowing leads in back-to-back games. So if Romo comes back and they're still 4-6, they absolutely have a chance to still win this division.
But you think they're going to go 2-6 during those 8 weeks?
I'm saying worst case scenario, they go 2-6.
Worst case scenario.
They still make it.
Katerina, what do you think?
It's my turn now. Well, I think the road to the playoffs for the Cowboys is a little bit bumpy, but that does not count them out. You still they are in the weakest division, and the only threat to them I really think are the Giants, the long haul. But you can't think that they are not contingency here because of the fact that if the injuries linger on longer and other players don't rise to the challenge, the Cowboys could unfortunately not make it to the playoffs. But it is still hopeful because of the weakest division.
Okay, so we got maybe still hopeful. Jack, I know this one's close to you. What do you think?
Can we have a moment of silence for Tony Romo?
Moment of silence.
Oh my gosh, you guys are not even America's team.
All right,
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Just kind of disrespectful. That's the 2-0 start helps so much in this division.
Absolutely.
2 division wins, 1 of them on the road. So I think best case scenario with Whedon, 500. You come back with Romo week 11. There are 2 games above 500 in that division. Jason Witten's still there, one of the best tight ends, so consistent, great target for Whedon. And Terrence Williams needs to step up, needs to catch with his hands, and Devin Street needs to. Devin Street, second-year wide receiver, needs to step up as well. And I think 500 is not necessarily optimistic. I think that's realistic, and Cowboys end up winning the division.
Okay, so we got a yes. Cowboys make playoffs, yes or no, from you two?
Yes, but what do you think? This is your team. What do you think? I want to hear your opinion.
Look, Romo's 14-2 in his last 16 regular season games. Dallas is way under 500 records since he became the starter when he's out. It's going to be tough. Whedon's 5-16 career as a starter with the Browns and the Cowboys. But again, the division 8-8 or 9-7 might win it. We'll see. I don't give opinions on the show. I just host. To baseball now. The Texas Rangers currently lead the Houston Astros by 2.5 games in the American League West after sweeping the Stros last week in a 4-game set at home. But the teams will play a 3-game series this weekend in Houston. The Rangers are 12-4 against the Stros this year, even though they claimed their first division lead in the West last week. So, guys, I know, again, close to your heart, who wins the West? Katerina, we'll go with you.
Unfortunately, Reese, I'm going to have to go against your Texas Rangers and go with the Astros because they do have, in the end, they really do have the most favorable home stretch. And on top of that, their pitching will lift, the Astros pitching will lift them to be able to stop the Rangers' hot streak and give them claiming the AL West pendant. Yep, that's why.
Okay, excellent.
There
Jack,
you go.
no comment. Jack, we'll just go straight to you.
The Astros, they don't have a chance. They're 2.5 games back. They're going into the weekend, and yes, the Astros are 24 games over 500 at home, but they're 17 games under 500 away. But they are at home, but the Rangers are a better road team than they are a home team. So therefore, I think Rangers get 2 games out of the 3 this weekend. The Rangers are an older, veteran team. The Astros sprinted at the beginning of the season. They're too young. They don't know what they're doing. Their bullpen is a mess. They didn't make any trades they needed to at the All-Star break that the Rangers did make, and that's the reason the Rangers are going to win the AL West.
All right, Houston way over 500 at the beginning of the season, under 500 the last couple of months. Rangers hottest team in baseball in August. Caden, what do you think?
I'm with Captain Turner. They're just too young. They've lost 100 games in the past 3 years. They have no experience in this situation. It's kind of catching up to them in the moment. And the Rangers, they have Gallardo, Holland, and Hamels. They have three caliber starting.
Not to mention Colby Lewis.
Yeah, okay, another. And we also have Sin-Soo Choo. He's playing. No one's gone on base more than him, except for Joey Votto and Bryce Harper. This team is coming together at the right time, and the Astros are coming apart at the wrong time. So.
Hey, I'm trying to make the show
Rangers
interesting.
get it.
I think the Rangers get it. They're
Trying to make
2.5
it interesting.
games up. They're 12-4 against the Astros this year, and right now Astros just aren't healthy and aren't playing good baseball. You guys are getting the points. Katerina falls one behind, guys. Headed for question number 3. 2 weeks into the NFL season, and some teams are off to quite the surprising starts. The Jets, Bengals, Falcons, and Panthers are 2-0, while the Colts, Ravens, Eagles, and Saints are all winless. So I need an 0-2 team that is actually a contender and here to stay, and a 2-0 team that isn't here to stay and is a pretender. So we'll go one contender, one pretender. We'll start with Jack.
My contender from the 0-2 teams, it's going to be the Colts. The bad start, but I believe that Andrew Luck is going to come through. He's just too talented to not score. They'll figure out their offensive woes, and I just think it's kind of a fluky start. My 2-0 pretender is the Carolina Panthers. 2 terrible teams. Well, 2 offensively challenged teams that they played at the beginning of the season. But they're also offensively challenged. 27th overall yards per game, but they're 2-0. That's questionable. So I think they're the pretender this year.
No Kelvin Benjamin for Cam Newton to throw to. We'll see if that catches up. Caden, what do you think?
So I'm going to twist the question around, so I know I'm not going to get the points. But there's a 2-0.
You don't know.
There's a 2-0 team that people aren't considering a contender because their quarterback played the Jets. No one's really talking about them, but they have maybe the best defense in the NFL. Teams usually they start from either the secondary up or the D-line and go back. They have maybe the best front line and secondary in the league. So I really believe if Ryan Fitzpatrick just plays consistently right below average, they have a chance. They made it to the AFC Championship with Mark Sanchez 2 years in a row. Fitzpatrick is a little bit better than them. And then for a pretender from the 0-2 that people are believing in, the Colts. No one talks about it, but Andrew Luck has a turnover problem. He has a little bit of a gunslinger, and he forces issues when they're down. And if they're going to keep starting slow, he's going to keep forcing the ball, and he's going to lead the league in turnovers.
My only problem with the Colts is they play in the AFC South. I don't think anyone's ready to step up and win that division. Jags?
We're talking Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, they might be your pretender. Katerina, what do you think?
All right, my contender is the Carolina Panthers. I have to agree with you. The Panthers every year, I lived in Charlotte and seeing everyone get excited for Panthers, it's their year, It's never their year. And that is because of the fact that
It's true.
It is true. You have to take their wins with a grain of salt and understand that their victories were against the Jaguars and the Texans. Not impressive. And then I have to agree that.
Hey, let's bring it. Let's bring it on Carolina.
I
Your
am.
home
Sorry,
state.
Texas.
Your home state. What are you doing here?
They're not. But I have to say that the Colts, we both have the same answers. But the Colts are, even though they have a dismal start, I think that Andrew Luck will rally the Colts. And then you also have to remember last year they started off with 2 losses too, and then came rallying up with 5 consecutive wins. So don't count the Colts out.
It's just different seeing how the Colts are losing, though. They really haven't been in the games. They've had to have a frantic comeback.
That
2
division.
great defenses that one of them, the Patriots, just obliterated the next game. And the Patriots, if they're a contender and the Colts are going to measure themselves up against that, and the Patriots score 40 points the next week.
The only problem is they have no offensive line. I'm with you besides the offensive line. Katerina's getting the points here. Panthers aren't going anywhere, and the Colts are going to find a way. Andrew Luck's only lost back-to-back game once in his career, and that was to start this season. So 2 rounds are done. Rapid fire right around the corner. It's all in the line when we come back for more college. Back to College Crossfire. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Rapid Fire. Let's take a look at our scores to my right, and then we'll blaze right into rapid fire. We got everybody tied at 2, just the way everybody likes it. But just so everyone knows how this works, the points are now doubled from 1 to 2. Anything can happen. Anybody can jump in anytime. So there's no order. Ask question. You guys jump in. Headed for number 1. While college football can take a toll on many of us, and for Texas fans, many had some heartbreaking reactions to the Cal loss this weekend. But take a look at this Virginia fan after Notre Dame beat the Cavs 2 weeks ago on the road on a last-second touchdown from a backup quarterback. What we're asking here is to caption that picture, and the best answer gets the points. I know it just makes you sad, but I need a caption here, and the best caption wins.
Oh, gosh. Who is it? Virginia who?
Notre Dame.
Virginia, Notre Dame.
Oh,
no.
gosh.
Is the photo still up? No.
The photo's gone.
Virginia, Notre Dame. Not touchdown, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's show the photo again.
Show the photo again, please. Take it off of us. Oh, no. There's nothing coming to my mind.
It just looks like he's sleeping.
Heartbreaking who's? Heartbreaking who's?
She's giving something.
Heartbreaking who?
Heartbreaking who's?
That's something, guys.
Hey, you know it's something.
Heartbreaking who's?
Heartbreaking
Wait,
who's.
what is the who for?
It's the who's, like the Virginia Cavaliers. They go wahoo-ah, wahoo-ah.
Wow.
I just
Oh.
know.
Oh.
Then that's actually good.
Oh,
know.
very good. All right, you guys got anything?
Yes. No, I'm not
Heartbreaking
gonna.
I got nothing.
What?
Nothing good enough to go after that, so I'm not going to say
I'm
anything.
just saying I know.
Captain Jack, what do we have here?
Captain Jack.
Gosh, I have nothing. That he just looks like he's asleep. It just looks like
He looks like he's
just,
heartbroken.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's just too fragile.
One too
He's
many.
already
All right,
been
that was
Heartbreaking.
another dud. Katerina's the only one who gave these short answers.
baby.
She's getting the points, guys.
Oh, yeah.
After Jerrod Heard's stellar performance this past Saturday, if he is the next great Texas QB, it's only fitting to provide him with a nickname. So here is your opportunity to be the first to coin Jerrod Heard's nickname.
Why? He says it himself every time he goes to an interview room. Juice. He talks about it every post. He's all about putting in that juice. He is the juice.
That's like something that's overdone, you know? I've heard that plenty of times.
Simple's sometimes the right answer.
Oh.
I mean,
Do something else.
very similar to Juice. I think Sparks better, especially after that game. He really sparked our offense. Kind of lame. Kind of the exact same thing as Juice.
Yeah,
but
like I need a certain kind of juice. Anything?
Type of juice?
a certain type of juice.
You want
Mango?
huge fan of mango, but we're overcomplicated here. You want something so creative, but it's right there in front of you. Juice.
You didn't even think of it.
So, said it first. Here.
They should just call him, like, we should just start calling him Heard. Like,
The
but
Herd.
like the Herd. But, no, but it'd be a bit creative. because,
Collinsworth already
you know,
has
like,
the Herd.
They used to say Soups, but, like, that was kind of, you know, that's kind of catchy. But you go, Heard, like, you just call him his name. I mean, it's great.
Something, Jack, you got
Hey,
anything
it's
to
his
top
name.
that?
Makes him fun.
Heard that? I don't know.
Phrase too.
Heard that?
Is it a phrase?
I like that.
Heard that.
I still like heard the word, you know? I just think I mean, it's a little
The
phrase,
word?
but the word.
All right, I like
Yeah,
heard that. I like heard that. So Jack's getting the 2
Heard that.
points,
That
guys.
was good.
Last
Good
question.
props.
So anybody can get the win on this one. We're making it worth 3 points. So any of you guys can step in and win it. ESPN debuted a new platform last week previewing the NFL. As you can see right here, look at that Brandon Whedon smile. So there's some action involved in this question. You have to give me the emoji or the emoticon you would have used after the Nicholas pick was right, and you have to act it out. So any
Okay,
emoji-
I got
Oh,
it.
gosh.
The one with the tears that they just keep going down. Like that.
So what do you guys got?
I mean, the face I did was just. It's just straight. Just. There's no emotion. There's just. You don't miss that, but I can't be mad at you.
Just be the little. This is a little look down, just like.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's the tears because it's just so sad because we should have won the
I
game.
can't believe it. I can't believe it. There'd be a few other emojis I'd use if I could.
Hey, all right, Jack. Just give me one more. Give me one more of the face here.
How do you do that?
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Okay, he has muscle
Give us
advantage.
an up close of the Jack face here.
Zoom in, Harry.
Yeah.
Harry, get up and twitch it, baby.
Go.
Oh my
How do you
goodness.
do that? I can't even do that. My goodness.
Probably on Nick Rose's the whole entire night.
Jack's getting the point.
Yeah, Jack, I'll
got
give
it.
that to
That's
you.
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack with the win. That is
Captain
the
Jack, way to go.
the perfect face for after Nick Rose, and you did it on cue. Commanded pin again, but great game overall. Jack, you've got FaceTime. 30 seconds of whatever is on your mind and you want to talk about. Go.
I got to go back to the Cowboys. This is a message directly to Brandon Whedon. So if everyone else could just leave, we got to have a face-to-face.
10 seconds.
I know you've had your problems. You're not very good, but if you could just string together the best 10 football games of your life, just please, for all of the Cowboy fans out there, we need this. Oh, and Terrence Williams, catch with your hands. That's all I got.
That's great. That's great.
That was cute.
Whedon boys. We got time for quick score predictions. OSU, Texas.
Ooh, sure.
49-30. Oklahoma State.
You're evil.
You're not winning over the home
Okay,
crowd
I'm
here, also.
thinking.
You got
It's okay.
Oklahoma State 49-30. Katerina, what about you?
Ooh, I'd like to see 45-30. Texas.
Texas, way beaten.
Hey, I want to see Heard do his thing again.
Do his thing.
Do
All
his
right,
thing.
one Texas, one OSU. Jack, the champion, finish us out.
Come on. now.
34-30 Texas.
Woo!
Boom. By far the most realistic. By far the closest. Is it possible Jerrod Heard can come anything close to what he's doing, real quick? Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
There you go.
sky's the limit. Sky's
Yes,
the limit.
yes.
That's going to do it for week 4 here in fall semester of 20 and 15. Watch us every Wednesday night live here on TSTV at 9 p.m. Keep up with us on social media at College X-Fire. And, hey, catch up on the latest Longhorn sports news Monday nights at 9:30 on College Press Box. Check them out on the Twitter at College Press Box. Jack Turner, Captain Jack, is your champion. Big thanks to Caden Kinard, Katerina Biancardi, everyone in the studio, Master Control. The new volunteers making this happen, making this thing go on. Special thanks to each and every one of you for spending your Wednesday night with us. Until next week, from the 40 Acres, I'm your host, Reese Miller. Have an outstanding Wednesday night.